Synido has recently released a new gadget which you can use for creating music or beat making. It is a MIDI controller, and that is called Synido TempoPAD C16. In my opinion, what makes this Synido TempoPAD stands out than the other ones out there is because it has a Bluetooth connectivity, which you should be able to connect it to your phones, iPads, tablets, or a laptop. It also has a built-in rechargeable battery on it, which pretty much you should be able to create music wherever you are. In addition, it has lots of knobs, faders, and buttons for you to use to control creating your music. It has 16 RGB pads, which are pretty sensitive. To tell you more its features, we should get started. And this is it. Out of the box, it looks like this. And now let's check what comes in the box. Okay. As you can see, it comes with a case, which is pretty good. And this is a hard case. Okay, let's start off from here first. It does comes with 5-pin DIN to 3.5 millimeter TRS, so they're the same. And it comes with a manual. It comes with this cable USB A to C, and this OTG adapter, USB-C to A, and the certificate of conformity. Finally, let's check the console itself. And there it is. As I mentioned earlier, this has a built-in battery on it, so we should be able to turn this on now. And by the way, the power button is just on the side on here. There it is. Okay, and the pads on here, they are very smooth, including this buttons on here, and even the sliders, they are pretty smooth. It's not a clicky type. And even the knobs on here, it's like it's not a type of plastic that produces sounds. This is pretty smooth. Only this one here, a little bit clicky. This is your navigation control. And this one also is a little bit clicky. It has to do that because you can set parameters from clicking it like that. And you have your 4 pad banks on here, A, B, C, D. And you have your pad bank and control bank right there. And for the mode, you have 3 modes. So this is your custom mode, and this is your keyboard mode. And there should be one more, dark mode. If you tap and hold it from here, then this is your dark mode. Okay, let's just set it to custom mode for now. And you have your 16-track sequencer right there. You have note, repeat, tap tempo, octave plus and minus. You have your Bluetooth, so it's right there. If you want to set, if you want to turn on the Bluetooth, then it's just right there. Okay, and let's check what's on here. So you have your MIDI through, out, and in, and USB-C. So this is where you'll be connecting it to your computer if you or to your gadgets if you wish to connect it via line in. And now let me show you how to connect your Synido TempoPAD C16 to your laptop wirelessly via Bluetooth connection. By the way, the software that we will be using today is the Ableton Live. Okay, and now let's get on to this laptop. First, we will download the so-called MIDIberry, and this is free. Okay, so this one here, if you're going to tap it, and it's this one here. So just click download and follow the prompt. And once it's downloaded, make sure the icon looks like that. Next, we'll also download this so-called loopMIDI. So this one here. And if you tap it, so it should come up like this. And then just tap this one, download loopMIDI. Again, this is free software. Follow the prompt, and once it's downloaded, the icon should look like this. Turn on this Synido TempoPAD C16. Once it's turned on, open the loopMIDI. It should look like this. Okay, so it should look like that, loopMIDI. And what you will do is just tap this plus sign right there, and then loopMIDI port should come up right there. And then you have to open the MIDIberry. So this one here. And over here, I just turned on the auto detect so that, for example, that is already turned on and my Synido TempoPAD is still off. Once I turn this on, it will auto detect to that MIDIberry and it will automatically connect. So it's good to turn this on auto detect. And over here, the input, you have to select Synido TempoPAD C16. And for the output, you have to select loopMIDI port. So there it is. To check if they are connected, this supposed to be a red, and then once it turns to blue, that means they are connected. There are some cases also that it's already blue over there, but there's no audio coming out. So what you will do is just simply turn on and off this one here, the auto detect. Sometimes it will refresh, and then from there you will have connections. And another thing also to check if they are connected, again, this should be blue, and once you tap any buttons on here, something should come up over here. Okay, let's tap one from here. So there you go. Okay, so something is coming up over there. So again, if something is coming up over here and yet you cannot hear anything, so what you will do is just refresh this one here, and hopefully that helps, because that happens to me. So now we're all good. So, but one tip for you, do not turn this off. So don't X out from the MIDIberry, otherwise your connection will be lost. Okay, I'll show you. If I'm going to X out from here, and this will turn on to red. If I'm going, there you go. So now it's red. Even if I tap any pads here, I don't hear anything. So to reconnect, just open again the MIDIberry, and there it is. It's auto detect, and that is why it connected automatically. So again, just double check. Synido TempoPAD should be the input, and then loopMIDI port should be your output. And again, if you tap over here, there you go, something is coming out over there, and plus I can hear some notes. Okay, so again, don't X out from the MIDIberry, otherwise you will lose your connection wirelessly to your DAW opening on your laptop. Okay, so now that we're all set, let's open this Ableton Live. From here, let's go to Options, and down here, tap Preferences. And over here under Audio, if you will be connecting an audio interface, you'll have to select one from there. And I will not be connecting an audio interface, so that's why it says here my input is no input. And output, it's up to you if you will be using the built-in speaker of your laptop, or if you will be using a headset, or again, if you will be connecting an audio interface, it should be one of the choices on there. And now let's go to Tempo MIDI. From here, because we are connecting our Synido TempoPAD C16 via Bluetooth, make sure the input and output are both set to loopMIDI port. So it says there loopMIDI port. And down here also make sure the in and out are both set to loopMIDI port, so the one right there. If in case it shows Synido TempoPAD C16 on here, that means you are not connected via Bluetooth. If it's not connected, then you'll have to do all over again, start reconnecting via Bluetooth, the one that I shown you earlier. Okay, and now we're all set. Let's get out from here. If it's your first time getting a MIDI controller or MIDI pad, for this pad is to have notes. So while your Ableton Live is being opened, so what you'll do is just go, let's say, to drums. Select one from here and drag and drop it, for example, over there. And now don't forget also to arm this. If it's not arm, so for example, if it's like that, even if you press anything here, you won't hear anything. So make sure arm it, just tap, and it should be red in color. So that means your arm, it's ready. So there it is. Okay. There you go. There you go. As I mentioned earlier, with this kind of Synido TempoPAD C16, there are lots of knobs over here and sliders and buttons which you can use to map them on your DAW, and then you can use them to control creating your music. Okay, let me show you. So for example, this knobs here, I'm going to map this as my control over here. So this one, this knobs or volumes, this volumes over here. So what you'll do is simply go to tap this one here, the one that says MIDI. I actually pre-mapped them already, but just to show you again, as you notice over here, you have pad bank and control bank. Now, since we are assigning this knobs as our control to create music, then we'll have to tap control. Now, you can, this ABCD on here, you can actually set different controls on B, on C, and on D. Let's say, for example, on the first, like this first raw on here, what I'll do is I'm gonna use, let's say this, the ones on top as my A, control bank A. Okay, so let's tap, just tap that and then turn this one, then that is your control for control bank A. So this one. Now let's do it for the next one. So this one here, and then let's tap the third one, and then let's just move this one. You will notice something is happening over there, a number will shows up, and this one here, and then do that. Okay, there it is. So we just set the first raw on here as our control bank A. Now let's check on this knobs on here. Okay, so again, control A. Let's try turning this up. There it is. So as you notice, we are pretty much controlling this volumes over there wirelessly. There it is. Okay, and now let's set our 4 knobs on here as our control bank B. So let's go back to MIDI. Okay, there it is. So I cleared it, so that's why there is nothing on here. Okay, so let's set this one as this one here to control that, and then let's move this. There it is. And this one here, that one, this one, that one, and this one. Okay, there it is. Okay, let's get out from here. Okay, so now to test it, let's check. So this one here, because we are at control bank B, we are controlling this knobs on here. So the bottom row over there as well. There it is. And then again, if we're going to move this knobs on top, it's nothing. It's not doing anything, because these are for control bank A. So what I'm trying to point is a lot of controls that you should be able to set if you're going to map them on your DAW. Even on here, you can do the same thing. Okay, and now let's set our parameters. So for this sliders on here. So from here, maybe let's go back. From here, let's go back to control bank A, and for that, let's tap MIDI again, and let's set this one as the first one right there, and then this one is the second one. This one is the third one, and this one is the fourth one. There it is. So from here, this is our control bank A. So this all 4 sliders. Okay. So anyway, that's pretty much how you map them on your DAW. Okay. Let's get out from here, and from here, if I'm going to tap some notes on here, and if I want, let's say, to lower this one, so I don't really have to physically like touch my pad on this laptop. Instead, I can just control it from here. So that is the good thing of connecting your Synido TempoPAD wirelessly. So it's pretty neat. Okay, there it is. And also the second slider over there, pretty much the same thing. And this one here. Over here, you have pad bank A to C, and same thing, you should be able to load whatever you want to load on this pads on here. So right now we're using pad bank A, and pretty much these are the ones that we are using. So for example, over here, this is their kick drum, and whatever is of course showing over there. Very self-explanatory. Okay, and now let's have this track number 2. So track number 2, I set that as my pad bank B. And now for pad bank B, it's going to be that one right there, and I'll have to ensure to arm this one. There you go. And same thing, you should be able to load some instruments or synth keys from here, pad bank C or D. So again, it's pretty much up to you. With this Synido TempoPAD C16, it has sequencer built-in sequencer on it, so you can pretty much play along as you play it. So let's tap that and then let's play. There it is. Okay, so anyway, something like that. Now you also have this transport command on here, so same thing, you can map them. So in other words, instead of pressing play, stop, record from your DAW, you can simply control that from here. Okay, let me see, I don't know if I map it already. Yeah, I did. Okay, so anyway, let's get out from there. Okay, let's record something over there. Okay, there it is. Okay, if we're going to play that, we can simply play from here. Okay, and if we're going to stop it, there you go. So this is what I'm talking about. You can pretty much play over here and stop over there, because I set this one as my play, like this one here, the play button right there. I map it as this one here. So it's pretty cool. And again, being connected, this MIDI pad to your laptop Bluetooth or wirelessly is pretty cool. Now let's talk about mode. You have 3 modes. You have your custom mode, keyboard mode, and dark mode. The dark mode inherit the custom mode. Okay, let me show you. So this is now currently custom mode. And by the way, I just added a track from here, and that is piano. I add some piano keys on here, or piano. As you noticed, as I tap B, C, and D, the pitch is getting higher. So this is now A. And if I'm going to tap the next one, and C, and D, so that's what it is. And now if I'm going to, let's use the dark mode, just tap and hold the mode. And this is now our dark mode. So anyway, it tells you over here. This screen over here does helps a lot, because it tells you as to what you're doing, or it tells you the parameters you set on this pads or knobs or buttons or sliders. Okay, so let's tap, maybe let's start from here. So there we go. So again, this is now dark mode. So as you notice, it's pretty much the same as the custom mode. And then C. And as you noticed, it corresponds the color from here to the pads. There you go. And now let's tap again for the keyboard mode. So this is now keyboard mode. Anyway, it tells you over there. And as I mentioned earlier, from here we should be able to use the octave, plus and minus. So, okay, if I'm going to tap octave plus, very self-explanatory, octave minus, oh, that's too low. Okay, let's set it to 0. There it is. So anyway, that is how to use this octave, minus, and plus only on keyboard mode. By the way, if you set this to, let's say, dark mode, and then you change it to keyboard mode, when you tap it again, it'll go back to dark mode. It will not go back to custom mode. So what you will do, if it's set to keyboard mode, even if you press and hold it, it will not go back to custom mode. What you'll do is tap it again, make sure it's on dark mode, and then tap and hold to go back to custom mode. There you go. And from here, this note repeat, pretty self-explanatory. Okay, tap that. And you can also change the tempo over here. So there it is. Or anyway, it tells you over here for the tempo. If you want it fast, then it's going to be super fast. There it is. Okay, let's say I'll set it to, anyway, as I said, it tells you over here. So let's say 98 or 120. Okay, so let's say 76, then that's what it is. 248, there it is. So again, very self-explanatory. As you look over here on the screen, the higher, the faster, the lower the number, the slower it is. Okay, so let me just turn it off. And over here, pretty much this is, you can set them as mute, solo, or record. But if you want to set it to something else, of course you can use that as well. Okay, let's say for example, so I added this one here. Let's play this one here. Okay, that's pretty loud. So what I'll do is I'm gonna lower the volume from here. And if you recall earlier, I set this slider as to control that volume right there. So I'm gonna, and I believe it's Control Bank A. So this one here. There it is. So again, I don't have to physically tap this pads on here, or if I have a mouse, I can just control it from here. So that's pretty cool. Okay, I'm gonna lower it. I'll play it again. Oh, okay, I included this one here. Okay, so anyway, let's maybe this is a good example. So what I'll do is I'm gonna set this as solo. Okay, so I'm gonna maybe go back to MIDI again, and then so that S right there, I'm gonna tap that, and I'm gonna set it as this S over here to set that as solo. Okay, I'm gonna get out from there. Okay, so let's. So this one right now, I'm pretty much playing this track over here, and this is actually a sample. I just drop this one from here, I drop it to that track. Okay, so if I'm going to play it, okay, let's okay, let me just play it right now. Okay, that's pretty loud. So anyway, I'm just gonna lower this one here. Okay, and if I'm going to press this solo, oh, there you go. Okay, and I'm going to turn off the solo, and then solo again. So we're going to continue, there it is. And then turn off. There it is, pretty cool. So anyway, as I said, it doesn't mean that you have to set this one as a solo or mute or record. You can also use that for something else as you like. And now this main knob on here, this will help you set your parameters as well as this navigation buttons on here. Okay, so from here, if I'm going to just tap this one, we can also check what, as I said, we can also check what parameters. Let's say we set all this, like this buttons and knobs and sliders. So just tap it and then move one from here, and then it tells you. So right now, type is CC, and then if you turn it, it tells you if you change it to PC, then it's going to be there. And then the function will be different if you change it to PC. And then this one is pitch bend. So if you want to change this to pitch bend, then it's going to be like that. And then this navigation. So if you want to move it to the one at the bottom and then or to the right. So that's how to use this button on here, navigation button. So again, I'm just going to put it back to CC. And same thing over here. If I'm going to check what's the parameters on this one here, just tap and press this one, and that's what it is. So this one is currently PC, and it's even tells you toggles right there. Toggles, you can change that to momentary if you want. So just tap that and then turn this. There you go. So you're setting the parameters with this main knob on here. Okay, so maybe let's, what about this one here? If I'm going to tap that one, just hold and then tap this one. Again, it tells you here. So this is currently set to note. And if I'm going to, okay, so let's put it back. So again, this is set to note. And then you can actually change the color of this pad. So just move this down, and then as you notice, it says green. If you want to change it, just turn this knob on here. Now it's orange and yellow. And then you can pretty much change it whatever color you like. Same thing with this one over here. So let's say I want to change this to something else. So let's do this one here. So just tap this one and hold, and then press this one, and then, so of course it says green. If you want to change it to another color, then just press this down and then change that to whatever color you want to set. Even this one over here, so let's say it's 063. If you want to change it, you can do that too. So now it's 64, and there you go. So again, you can set your parameters using this main knob on here. So it's pretty cool. Maybe let's try this one here. So same thing, just tap and hold, and there it is. It tells you what it is. And if you want to change it to pitch bend, so same thing, pitch bend and CC, it's right there. So again, this is, I should say, this device is pretty cool. A lot of features, lots of functions and knobs, buttons that you can set your parameters, and you can use them to control creating your music. For me, this device is really good. Even the build is actually, it's pretty good. It's not so heavy and it's not so light. And as you noticed, the pads are pretty responsive. And there it is. That is all I can share for today. As for my verdict, this MIDI device is in my opinion, is good. The build is pretty good. The knobs are very smooth, and even the sliders and this pads on here are pretty smooth. Even the build, it's not so plasticky build, and it is it's like a metal and a plastic combination. I don't know. The build is pretty good. It's not super heavy, and it's not super light either. And as I shown you, there's lots of functions here, or buttons, knobs that you can use to control creating your music. Anyway, if you will be interested in getting this Synido TempoPAD C16, I will be adding a link under the description below. And by the way, this also comes a software that you can download from Synido.com, which you can set your parameters also within that software. Again, that is all I can share for today. I hope this video gives you an idea as to its features and functions if ever you will be getting the Synido TempoPAD C16. By the way, if you'll be interested in getting this Synido TempoPAD C16, I will be adding a link under the description below. By the way, I want to thank Synido for sending me this Synido TempoPAD C16 for me to test it out. Again, that is all I can share for today. If you like this type of video, please give it a like. And if you want more of this type of videos, consider subscribing if you haven't done yet, and hit the notification bell so you are always updated for all the upcoming videos I will be posting. Keep safe, and until next time.